Hey gang, today I want to show you a really simple trick that you may or may not know. In fact, it's a surprising number of students who come to me don't know this trick, so I thought I'd share it with everybody here. Basically, this is a way of learning chords, and if you do it this way, you'll instantly sort of triple the number of places you can play any chord all over the fretboard. So it's not just a learn the chord method, it's really a fretboard visualization and fretboard freedom sort of method. And it works not only for chords, but it works for solos as well, so you're not locked into one position when you solo. But anyway, let's learn it for chords. Now, we're going to learn it for major chords, but you can learn it for any type of flavor of chord. If you apply this method, it's going to work. You're going to be able to know it in 3 different places instantly all over the fretboard. All right, let's go. Hey, that obviously is one of the most famous riffs in all of rock and roll, and the reason that I played it is that if you know those 3 forms, the E, the D, and the A, you already have the prerequisites to basically apply the technique I'm going to show you today. Now, this works for any chord, so it doesn't just work for majors, it'll work for minors or minor 7ths or 9ths or 7th chords, but we're going to do it for G major, and I'll let you apply it to the others. Here's basically what the technique is. Every time you learn a new chord, like for this one, for G, you learn it in 3 different places based on the following. First, you find the root of the chord. That's the note that names the chord, so for us that's G. First, you find it on the 6th string, or the thickest string, the E string here. Okay, and you play a chord based on the E form. All right, and then you find it on the 5th string, and then you find that same root on the 4th string. Now, those are all Gs. And for each one of those, you're going to play a particular chord form. All right, well, let's check it out in G. I'll show you how it works, and then I'll show you how to extend it to other types of chords. Okay, so we're going to do this for G major. Now, you do have to know the notes of the fretboard. Of course, if you don't, this is actually a great way of learning the notes on the fretboard too. But anyway, let's start out with G. So the first thing we need to do is find a G on the 6th string or on the E string, the thickest string. Here it is right here at the 3rd fret. Now, the form we're going to use is the open E. So if you know how to play this, all we're going to do is move this up, and I'm going to use my finger as a capo here, my first finger as a capo, and play the G that's on the 6th string of 3rd fret. So it's basically like this, that E form, but I'm just playing it 3 frets up. Okay, now you probably know this as the normal bar chord with the 6th string root, and that might be hard for you to play. So in either event, just if you can play the whole thing, great. If you only can play the top 5 strings, play that. If you can only play the top 4 strings, play that. Don't worry about what you can play, but make sure you can visualize that root being on the 6th string or on the E string. Okay, now we're going to repeat this process for the root on the 5th string, the A string. Okay, root on the A string, we have to find a G. Here it is right here at the 10th fret. So we're going to take our A form, our A chord, and we're going to keep moving up by barring here. I'm going to use my pinky as a capo here. Until we get that form with the root on the 10th fret. Remember, the root is the note that names the chord. So this is a G, names this as a G chord. There we go. There's our G chord with the root on the 5th. Okay, last one we're going to do is one with a root on the 4th string. So let's do that one now. All right, the root on the 4th string, here we go. 4th string is the D string, so we're going to take our D chord. And this one, just so you know, is really hard to finger as we're going up. This may not be easy for you to finger, so I'm going to give you a couple of alternatives for actually playing it. But basically, we're going to do this and move it up to the 5th string by, again, using your first finger as a kind of a capo. Careful now. I told you that was really hard to play. So there's a couple of alternatives, okay? And to do that, let's look back at the D form right here. Not only is there a root on the D string, but there's also this on the B string, that third fret is also a D. So if we just play that triangle way up there, we also have a G chord. All right, if this is too difficult to play for you, just play that little triangle at the top, and that gives you the third chord you're looking for. All right, so there you go. That is the method for finding 3 of any chord. Now, we just did it for the major chord, but it's going to work for any type of chord, any flavor, a minor, a 7th, a 9th. And did you notice that the form that we were using, the shape, is always based on the string? In this case, it's based on the string. So this was an E shape with the root on the 6th, with the root on the 5th string, which is the A string. We were using the A shape, and with the root on the D string, we were using a D-shaped chord. So that's just to help you remember this. All right, let's take a look at what a 7th chord would be also in G. So let's do that example for 7th chords, and I think you'll get the hang of it, and that'll be enough. Okay, let's go with our G on the 6th string, the E string. Here's our 7th. Perfect. Now let's do it with our G on the 5th string. Here it is at the 10th fret, right? That's our G. Here's a 7th chord. And now let's do it with our G on the 4th string, or the D string, which is right here with a root on the 5th string, or 5th fret, sorry about that, right there. And here is a G7. So there you go, really short and sweet. It's just really a methodology that'll get you 3 different chords at least every time. Now you can extend on this and you can find more chords. It's not anything like a system or anything like that. It's just a little bit of a discipline that you say, hey, when I learn a new chord, I'm going to learn it with 3 different roots, and that lets you play it in 3 different positions. You'll be amazed at how much more versatile it makes your play. It's really a great little technique to use. All right, well, if you liked this video, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to click that bell, and we'll see you on down the road.